Private land does not mean a private festival is beyond the reach of the authorities. A gathering can start as a few friends, some camping and a sound system, then grow into something that attracts complaints, council officers and the old bill. And putting the same gathering on a line of boats doesn't necessarily solve the problem. In this case, we'll look at 2 case studies showing how a temporary gathering can create consequences that continue long after everyone has gone home. Living on the road, waterways are off-grid in the UK, Dickie Dread. This is part 48 and it's the last part in chapter 6, parties, gatherings, raves and festivals. So, case study, small festival on private land. A small-scale festival is held on privately owned rural land. It begins as a one-off event among friends with a modest sound system, camping and informal organisation. No tickets are sold, and the assumption is that being on private land avoids most issues. And I've seen comments about this on the responses to my Facebook posts and YouTube posts, saying that if it's your land, they can't do anything. Well, that's not true at all. The event grows beyond expectations. Attendance increases. Vehicles arrive throughout the day and night. And amplified music carries across the surrounding area. Nearby residents, some at a significant distance, become aware of the noise. A complaint is made to the local council. Environmental health officers assess the situation under the Environmental Protection Act 1990, determine that the noise may constitute a statutory nuisance. A noise abatement notice is issued requiring reduction or cessation of the sound. At the same time, the scale and nature of the gathering draw police attention. Under the Criminal Justice and Public Order Act 1994, the event may fall within the definition of an unlicensed rave if numbers, and that's 100 remember, duration and sound characteristics meet the threshold. Officers attend and may direct people to leave, with powers to seize equipment if directions are not followed. Following the event, the council reviews the use of the land. What was assumed to be a private gathering is considered in planning terms. Under the Town and Country Planning Act 1990, the use of land for organised events can amount to a material change of use, particularly where it involves numbers, infrastructure or repetition. Even if no immediate enforcement notice is served, the site may now be on record. Further activity, even at a low level, is more likely to be monitored and acted upon. What began as a single event has created a pattern of visibility. In practice, the consequence is not just the risk on the day, but what follows. Complaints, records and attention accumulate. For those living on the land, this can affect future use, planning decisions and relationships with neighbours. Now, this is not in the book, but I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm trying to explain what the law is. And, these laws can and do get acted upon. It's up to you if you want to take the risks. And, I've taken the risk myself. But the point of this is to lay out the law so that you can assess the risks. Case study, gathering on a line of boats. A group of boats gathers along a popular stretch of canal for a weekend event. Music systems are set up across several vessels and people move between them throughout the night. The assumption is that being mobile on water reduces the risk. Noise carries across the canal and into nearby housing. Complaints are made. A local authority investigates under the Environmental Protection Act 1990, while the Canal and River Trust monitors the boat's presence and movement. Several vessels are found to be overstaying or not complying with continuous cruising expectations. Enforcement follows on multiple fronts: noise warnings, movement requirements and scrutiny of licences. As with land-based events, the issue is not just the gathering itself, but the pattern it creates. What felt temporary becomes recorded behaviour. So whether you're gathering on private land or along a canal, being somewhere out of the way doesn't put you outside the rules. And again, not trying to put you off having parties, just trying to explain what the rules are. So if you're trying to live differently, this isn't just about holding a party or festival, it's about understanding how complaints, enforcement, and recorded patterns of behaviour can affect what happens next. And that brings us to the end of chapter 6, which covered parties, gatherings, raves and festivals. In the next video, we will begin Chapter 7, which is looking at police treatment, starting with what happens when you get pulled over.